Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new action thriller, Fear the Night. And this is written and directed by Neil LaBute, starring Maggie Q as Tess, who is a veteran of the Iraq War, who is going out to the middle of nowhere to the family farm to have a bachelorette party for her sister, as she's having conflict with her other half-sister, step-sibling, something or other. And unfortunately, things go crazy and go off the rails when a bunch of very violent and angry men come to this farm. And this film, I feel like, has some thrilling moments. It certainly has some shocking moments. There's a big body count in this film. There's a large group of women who are coming for this bachelorette party. Not a whole lot of them make it out. And it's one of those kinds of things where it's like these shocking deaths, body count is piling up, and it works in that way. Maggie Q, I think, is really good in this. I've definitely warmed up to her as an actress over the years, seeing her in like Live Free and Die Hard. She wasn't the greatest, wasn't the strongest, but you definitely start seeing there's a lot more talent there than you might first expect out of her, and she brings the physicality for the particular role. I do find Kat Foster, who is her sister, who's at odds with her, incredibly insufferable. There's quite a few of these women characters that are insufferable and really get grating and on your nerves, but there's other ones who have some strength, like Gia Krovatin's Mia. I really liked her character. It went into some interesting places. It added depth and growth, and I appreciated that. All the antagonists here are these stereotypical women-hating men, and there's not a whole lot of depth to them. There are some complications and some layers to how this whole thing started and why this home invasion is even happening. And I think that mystery adds a little bit to the film. It doesn't make it particularly like groundbreaking and shocking, but it adds layers and intrigue to a story that I think probably needed it. Because over the course of one evening, this film is trying to capture everything that went on. And with a handful of strong performances and some sharp direction and some tension, I think it has its elements. But overall, many of the characters are insufferable. It turns into just piling up body fest in terms of how many people are not making it out alive. And overall, I think it is a rock solid, well put together, lower budgeted kind of thriller that, hey, if you're into these kinds of films, it deals with a lot of familiar beats, but it's something different, and you can sink your teeth into it and enjoy the performance from Maggie Q specifically, as she really anchors this film. But there's some actions, there's some thrills, there's some ideas, and specifically what the family's going to be doing with this farm and how they're going to report all this. It adds some layers to the final scenes in the film that kind of feel the aftermath of this horrible event. But in the end, this is a solid film with some above average performance by Maggie Q in this physical role. And overall, I think this is something that, if you're into action thrillers, might be worth a watch. But those are my thoughts on Fear the Night. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.